Good afternoon, everybody. I am so excited to be standing here before you today as we present Willie Taggart as our new head football coach here at Florida State University. It's been a whirlwind these past few days since I told you that we were going to hire a coach that will lead FSU to ACC and national championships and continue the academic excellence that this university stands for. It goes without saying that Coach Taggart is among the most highly respected and successful coaches in the country. And of course, he already has a rich athletic legacy in the state of Florida and in college football. As Board of Trustee Chairman Ed Burr, President Thrasher, University Chief of Staff David Coburn, Senior Associate AD Jim Curry, and I reviewed our options and talked with candidates. Coach Taggart clearly stood out among an impressive list of coaches who expressed interest in this position. And when we spoke to Coach Taggart about our coaching position and this opportunity, the energy, the passion, and his philosophy were exactly what we were looking for. And for me, when he expressed this position as his dream job, that did it for me. I knew we found our man. I've heard from former and current Florida State players, extraordinary numbers of others in the last 12 hours, and they all shared a renewed excitement for Seminole football. And I'm confident that Coach Taggart is the right man at the right time for the best college coaching job in the country. I'm deeply appreciative of the hard work and the leadership of Chairman Burr, who was unable to be with us today, President Thrasher, Chief of Staff David Coburn, Senior Associate AD Jim Curry, my deputy ADs, Cindy Hartman and Carl Hicks, and Associate General Counsel, Michelle Osborne, Chairman of the Seminole Boosters, Gary Thurston, and Booster CEO, Andy Miller, in assisting with this very smooth and quick process to arrive at this time today. And I hope I can get some sleep now, a few days here. So without further comment, I want to introduce our president, John Thrasher, who will be doing the honors of introducing our new head coach.
Thank you, Stan, and I appreciate that honor. I really do. And I thank Stan, and I thank his entire staff for the exceptional work that they did during what some would say was a challenging week. I'm beginning to think it's kind of the new normal, but it was a challenging week, and I'm impressed and proud about how smoothly we were able to go about the process and how professionally we were able to go about the process that I see from the outside of other places sometimes looks a little messy. But I think Stan and his team made it look exceptionally professional. I'd be remiss if I also didn't thank, as Stan did, the chairman of our Board of Trustees, Ed Burr. He was tireless in his efforts to work with us, work with Coach, work with some other folks involved in this process. And his support and his leadership is certainly very much appreciated. Coach, in addition, sorry Ed couldn't be here, but he sends his best, and he'll catch up with you, I'm sure. But we do have two other trustees here. Mark Hillis is here, you met, and June Duda, one of our other trustees, is here. So we're proud to have both of them here involved, and you'll probably hear from them from time to time, particularly that one over there. But it's an exciting time. It truly is an exciting time for Florida State University. And in so many ways, the announcement today that Coach Taggart will be leading our football program rides the wave that is really propelling our institution in all phases, academically and otherwise. And I promise you, we talked a lot a lot about academics and his philosophy about that, and his philosophy about leading young men. And I was totally impressed by what he has done and what I think he can accomplish at Florida State University. You know, as president and as an alum, I want to say that winning football games is important. And I talked about to coach one particular game that I particularly like to win every year. But make no mistake about that, equally important is making sure that we field a program that properly represents Florida State University and its values and its traditions as an institution. And it represents the quality for our alumni and our friends. You know, some people would say, after what Stan said about Coach, this being his dream job, I kind of think like he told me it was kind of like a no-brainer to come to Florida State. But I'm very excited about what I believe Coach Taggart can accomplish on the field, and I'm also excited to watch him interact with our student athletes and what he can accomplish for these young men. So it's my privilege, my high privilege, to introduce to you Florida State University head football coach, Willie Taggart. Good to see you, man. Appreciate it.
Hello, thank you. Thank you all for coming out. Haven't won the ball game yet and got a big fan. Really excited to be here, really excited to be the head football coach here at FSU. Wow. Whew. I want to start off by just telling everyone, don't be afraid to chase your dreams. And then I say that as a young man growing up in Palmetto, Florida, played football every single day. If you wanted to find me, I was on somebody's field with a football and doing it every single day. And growing up in my household, if you wasn't a Noles fan, you probably wouldn't stand in that house. And again, if you're living in my house, you would have thought everybody in that house graduated from FSU, and none of us did. And but it goes to show you just what it meant to me growing up and our family, and how we felt about FSU. And I think growing up in Florida, you had to grow up in Florida to really understand and know what the meaning is of being a Seminole here in the state of Florida. And I know there in Palmetto and Bradenton area, there's a lot of Noles. And we all grew up just wanting to be Noles. And I can remember playing and going to high school. My high school coach, Joe Canan, is a graduate of here at Florida State University. And remember Pat McNeil was a guy that played at Manatee who came here and played. I wanted to come here and play, and I guess I wasn't good enough to get a scholarship to play here. And but no matter where I went to Western Kentucky University, graduated from there, and had a great career and really got started there. But no matter where I went, the Seminole was always a part of me. I rooted for who I was with, and I rooted for the Seminoles until I went to South Florida, and that was the first time I had to root against the Seminole. And I tell you a story about that. You know how people say blood is thicker than water. Not in my household. We're playing the Seminoles. I'm at the University of South Florida, and we're playing the Seminoles. And my brother, diehard Nole fan, and we was talking about the game, and he's like, "I'm sorry, bro, I love you, but I can't go against my nose." You gotta be kidding me, you know. But that's just how it was, you know. But then again, as you start your career, and you always have dreams and goals, and it's pretty amazing how life can put you in places where you need to be, you know, and it's different ways of getting there and crazy ways of getting there. And all those years I wanted to be a Nole, and and supported the Noles, and never gave up on it. And now we're here today, and now I'm the head football coach of Florida State Seminoles. And you talking about chasing a dream and always wanted to be a part of it, and I can officially say I'm in. I'm in now, and really excited. Before I move on, I'd like to say thank you to President Thrasher. Thank you, Stan. And I'd like to say thank you to Ed Burr for allowing me to fulfill the dream and being here. I really, really appreciate that. And I promise you, I won't let you guys down. So I'd like to thank you. I also like to thank Rob Mullins, President Shield, Mr. Phil Knight, and Pat Kilkennon at the University of Oregon for believing in me and allowing me to have an opportunity to come out to that great university and be a part of that. Really, really great people in Eugene, and a really, really hard decision for me because the people were so great. I had a great boss, great support, and it was hard, and it was really hard because of the players. I had a great relationship with my players, and I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for them. So I like to say thank you to them, and I appreciate them. And again, it wasn't an easy decision. It was really tough on me. And to be honest with you, just the other night, was it? Not last night, I was flying back here, the night before last, when it really came to me that it was probably something I needed to do. I had a profound moment in my life as a father. Excuse me if I get a little emotional. But my wife and I was sitting there and talking about this decision, and my 16-year-old son came in and out of nowhere, and I didn't expect this, but he said, Dad, I know you're struggling with this decision, and I know this is your dream job. And he said, you always tell me to chase my dreams and don't let anyone get in the way of it. And he said, I don't think it's right for me or anyone else to stop you from chasing your dreams. And he said, and I don't want to lead that, but if you're going to chase your dream, then I'm going to ride with you. And that meant a lot to me. It was like me talking to him. It was like he was my father talking to me. And but it was also gratifying, and I was so proud of him, just how he articulated those things to me, and just, again, made me follow my own advice that I gave him, but I always thought that was big time for my wife and I. We just sat there and cried and like, wow, and I know this is hard for him. It's hard for my family, just moving once again, and they went out to Eugene and fell in love with it, to be quite frankly, and so it was hard. I like to thank my wife, Tanisha. I like to thank Willie Jr., Jackson, Morgan, for being with me and riding with me. And I know I've taken them all over the place, chasing a dream, and I appreciate them so much because they've been my rock and my motivation to get up every day and do a great job. But so thank you to all. Thank you to everyone that's been a part of my journey. I know I miss them. I miss some people. My mom, I know a lot don't know, but I lost my father, and I know right now he's looking down on me, and lost him in the summer. And I feel like I am him now. I'm here now because of my dad. I know he's up there in heaven, and he put a good word into the good Lord and said, please get my son back closer to home and be around his mom and his family. And again, I had a great job and at Oregon, and again, it was tough to leave, but this was like the perfect fit for me and all the things that I would like to accomplish. In this business, you don't always get the perfect fit, the right things that you want, but for me to be back home, to be around my family, to have an opportunity to win a national championship, it don't get any better than that. And like I say, I'm so excited to be here, and can't wait to get out on the road recruiting. Don't get me wrong, I love you all too, and I love being here, but there's a lot of work to be done, and we got to make sure we do that. Speaking of recruiting, there's an early signing day on December 20th through the 22nd. It's around the corner, so like I said, there's a lot of work to be done in a short amount of time, and I plan on tonight to get out and get to working and try to salvage this recruiting class. And again, I know growing up, guys want to be a no, and so I know there's a lot of no's out there that want to be here, and we're gonna go out and find them and find the right guys that's gonna come here and do the right things. And we're gonna hold each and every last one of those young men accountable to doing the things that they said they were going to do when they came here, and that's being the best football player they can be, being the best student they can be, and having the best character that they can have. That's what we're going to judge our guys on. You got to have two of those three things in order to be on our football team, okay? You can't have one and be on our football team. If you have two, we'll work with you with whatever you're struggling with to get you up to par, but you got to have great character, be a great football player, you be the best that you can be in the classroom, okay? And that's what we're looking for here. And I think if we're doing those things, winning will take care of itself. Winning championship will take care of itself, because we'll be doing those things, and that just to be a part of our life. So looking forward to finding a young man like that to come in here and being a part of this great university. I think it's a unique situation for me coming in here with our football team still playing and practicing. They got a chance to go to a bowl game, playing a bowl game, and I get a chance to evaluate, which is pretty cool. Not often you get to do that when you're taking over a job. Usually when you're taking over, it's probably because someone got let go, but in this case, it's a little different, and we still have coaches here working, and I get a chance to evaluate the coaches, the players, and everything. So I'm looking forward to doing that as I'm in and out of town recruiting and getting back and watching practice. What's our plan going forward? To work at everything we do, and we got to make sure that this time next year we're not on the outside looking in when it comes to the ACC championship. We're not on the outside looking in when it comes to playing in the college football playoff. That's on each and every last one of our players, coaches, and anyone that touches our football team to make sure that we're living our life each and every single day to make sure we accomplish those things. And I know they're lofty goals, but that's the expectations here at FSU, and we embrace those expectations. And I can tell you all this in closing, the three foundational tenets that we're going to live by with this program, and it's kind of how I live my life and how I run our program no matter where I've been. And that's, we're not going to blame anyone. We're not going to make any excuses. We're going to go out and we're going to do something. And that's what we're going to be about. I appreciate every single one of you so much, and I look forward to getting to know every single one of you in this room and remember every single body in here name. That'll be big time. But I am so thrilled and excited to be the head football coach here at FSU. Go Noah! So I'm open for questions. I know they're out there.